Surprise, surprise, it turns out even UberEATS might not be profitable for the next few years.
Xbox,
Twitter, Uber, Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google, Facebook, eBay,
DoorDash, Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and we've got at least a couple stories to tell in this one. We've got the main headline, which you've probably read about, some people's response to Uber's extraordinary losses, and what some Uber drivers are trying to do. This is a very packed episode, so thank you for joining me as we begin the week. However, before we talk about anything, let's have a word from our sponsors. Times are changing for gig workers and the gig economy, and there are a lot more gigs from a lot more companies than there used to be. That's why when people ask me where they can go to find resources for the gig economy, I recommend gigworker.com. At this site, you can see what other gig workers are doing and discover better opportunities. From industries, companies, resources, and even a forum where you can talk with other people in the gig economy, gigworker.com is a great resource site whether you work for Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash, TaxRabbit, Thumbtack, Upwork, whatever. There's a gig for you and there's a forum for you on gigworker.com. Gigworker.com for all your gigs. From Quartz. Analysts expect UberEATS to lose money on every order for at least the next 5 years. This is a huge, huge deal. And I cannot actually stress how big of a deal this is, especially if you are an Uber stockholder, which, full disclosure, I am. I've got one share, although, as I've been very upfront about, didn't buy it to make money, and clearly I'm not going to be making any anytime soon. Because here's the thing. Let me pivot a little bit first. Whenever Disneyland has lower than expected profits when it comes to their movie division, their publishing division or something, you know where they turn? They turn to the theme park business. They point out, look at how much money we're making at the theme parks. The theme parks are taking on any losses we may have made in the movie division. So John Carter loses $200 million. Do you see how many sodas we sold at Disneyland? And Disneyland's kind of been like the anchor for Disney for a long time. Well, much as like Disneyland is the anchor for Disney, UberEATS is the anchor for Uber. Uber's rides have never been very profitable. They've never been profitable. Uber Pool continues to lose exorbitant amount of money. They are finally admitting that they contribute to congestion. However, every single time they are able to point to UberEATS and say, but look at how successful UberEATS is. Look at how much money we make from UberEATS. And I believed it. I actually thought they made quite a bit of money on UberEATS. But according to this article, that might not be the case for too much longer. So let's look at this. A report from investment firm Cowen may have left a sour taste for UberEATS this week. The report zeroed in on the unit economics or per order cost of Uber's food delivery platform. Cowen's analysts estimate that Uber is currently losing $3.36 on every order. They expect that loss to shrink to 46 cents per order by 2024. That's about 4.5 years away at this point. But didn't say anything about when the food delivery business might turn a profit. Quote, driving better unit economics for Eats is a key issue among investors, as it remains one of the primary growth engines for the company, the analyst wrote. Cohen's analysts didn't say how exactly Uber's losing all that money, but a good guess would be on regular and incentive pay for delivery workers. Uber paid out $253 million more to Eats drivers than it recognized from them in revenue in the second quarter. It paid out another $5 million in referral bonuses. That was more than double what Uber spent on driver incentives in the same quarter last year. Uber also spends money on discounts for Eats customers. So, here we go again, like not taking care of your drivers. It's pretty clear that Uber and Lyft don't think that drivers need to be taken care of. They don't. They feel that, hey, we can do whatever we want with the drivers. They will never say anything. But you know what? That's not true. As we can tell from this article, apparently it's driver incentives that is what's causing UberEATS to lose money, when otherwise it would probably be making money. And if Uber were actually paying the drivers money, they would be profitable. Also, they wouldn't have to deal with things like this. This is the Mobile Workers Alliance website, and they are doing a 3-day caravan for AB5 and a union. So here's what's going to happen. Mobile Workers Alliance is hitting the road from August 26th through 28th. Hundreds of MWA members will be taking their cars across California in a historic motor pilgrimage for driver rights. The journey is inspired by the United Farm Workers' 1966 pilgrimage from Delano to Sacramento, led by Cesar Chavez. Like gig workers in California, farm workers were thought to be impossible to organize, and their exploitation was taken as a given by the public at large. The UFW proved the doubters wrong, and we will too. Our caravan will begin in Los Angeles and wind through Delano, Fresno, San Francisco, and Oakland, with a final stop in Sacramento, where we will hold a first-of-its-kind drivers' congress with Uber and Lyft drivers from across the state. We'll celebrate our victories, deepen our bonds from LA to the Bay and beyond, and plan our next steps for winning a union and the rights and benefits that we deserve. Along the way, we'll meet other drivers, union members, politicians, and other allies in our fight, and raise awareness of our struggle on California's highways, in the heart of the tech center and at the Capitol. Now, I spoke to one of the people who was organizing this. We had like a good, decent, long talk, and of course, I was very honest. I don't know how effective these things are going to be. I never want to give false hope that this will work, but I did say this is not a bad idea by any stretch. This would definitely catch the media's attention if done right. And the last thing Uber wants is the attention on workers, especially since, as pointed out by this article, if they were taking care of their drivers the whole time, they would be making money on UberEATS. In fact, one even has to wonder, how low would the losses be if Uber and Lyft drivers had been the same as for the last 5 years instead of the last 5 months? And here's the other thing. The press is getting sick of Uber's unprofitability. This article from Forbes, Uber's dubious path to profitability is not a meme. Dear Dara, he's writing to Dara Khosrowshahi, I'm writing to share my reactions to your Q2 earnings call earlier this month. Despite the disturbing news of Uber's $5.2 billion quarterly loss that clearly rattled many analysts, I admired your preternatural optimism throughout the season. You set an upbeat tone from the outset, citing the progress Uber made last quarter toward becoming the platform of choice for the movement of people and powering global commerce all around the world. I might want to add, these people are part of Uber's people, and they are not taking care of them at all, but whatever. Let's see here. Where was I? To that end, even your hardest skeptics should acknowledge that... that should probably is hardest. Even your hardest skeptics should acknowledge that it's hard to think of another company that has delivered as much consumer value, built as strong a global brand, or demonstrated as much operational prowess in creating Uber scale, reach, and breadth in less than a decade. Yeah, I'll give them that. They were really good at that. As for that breathtakingly large quarterly loss, you were right to remind us that the 3/4 of red ink come from a once-in-a-lifetime accounting charge that's actually sort of confusing to most of us. Moreover, while $5.2 billion may sound like a big number, it's not even close to making the top 10 list of largest quarterly losses ever. Heck, AIG posted a quarterly loss of $61 billion in 2008, GM came up to $48 billion short in a bad quarter the following year, and GE lost nearly $23 billion in Q3 of last year. Yeah, but they were all crucified for that on the stock market. Uber wasn't, or actually no, they were. It was Lyft who wasn't crucified for that. Last I checked, all those companies are still humming, or at least limping along. So you have every reason to be proud, optimistic, and focused on the prize, delivering immense profits in the unspecified future by realizing Uber's mission to, quote, ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. I do, however, have to quibble with how you answered one analyst who asked you to share a big picture view of Uber's path to profitability. In case you forgot, here's what you said with my emphasis added. I think that there's a meme around which is, can Uber ever be profitable? I've certainly heard that meme along with others, and I'll tell you, we have a business that has the potential, and if we execute, to be a spectacular business in the long run, which of course is not an actual answer. By swatting away the question about Uber's future profit potential as an inconsequential meme, you fail to take accountability for the fundamental flaws in your business model that have dogged Uber from its inception. Let's not forget here that we're talking about a company that has lost more money faster than any private enterprise in history, that is second only to Facebook in destroying the most shareholder value within the first 4 months of its IPO, and that has yet to articulate a specific or credible path to profitability. And to be honest, I took your specific response somewhat personally, since the meme you referred to has exactly the same title as my recent article, Can Uber Ever Be Profitable?, which explores the drivers of Uber's financial performance, past, present, and future. While doing extensive research on that article, I didn't consider this a meme. Grumpy Cat is a meme, but asking legitimate questions about Uber's uncertain future is decidedly not. And then he goes on to, and this is definitely a very good article. It's worth reading. I don't know if I can read the whole thing here. But like, one, Uber operates in a very tough business category. Uber has a weak business model, especially when you have your drivers who are protesting against you on a weekly basis. And what else? Uber is sticking to a flawed strategy. Again, I rest my case, but whatever. And yeah, this is a very, 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 very good article. And by the way, Uber's problems are not done yet, because there is a new book coming out, and Uber had to make a response to it, where this article says, it's hard at times not to feel sorry for Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi, given all that he inherited when he became the rideshare giant's top boss back in April 2017. Among his many to-do items, take a public money-losing company whose private market valuation had already soared past what many thought it was worth, clean up the organization's win-at-all-costs image, and win over employees who clearly remained loyal to Uber co-founder Travis Kalanick, an inimitable figure who Khosrowshahi was hired to replace. Things are undoubtedly about to get worse given the fast upcoming publication of a tell-all book about Uber authored by New York Times reporter Mike Isaac. In just one expert published yesterday by the newspaper, Isaac outlines how Uber misled customers into paying $1 more per ride by telling them Uber would use the proceeds to fund an industry-leading background check process, regular motor vehicle checks, driver safety education, development of safety features in the app, and insurance. Which, by the way, keep that in mind for the next video that we're going to make. It's going to be about trips, spoiler alert. The campaign was hugely successful, according to Isaac, who reports that it brought in nearly $500 million for Uber. Alas, according to employees who worked on the project, the fee was devised primarily to add $1 of pure margin to each trip. Malik, a former tech journalist turned venture capitalist, published a tongue-in-cheek tweet yesterday after reading the experts writing, "Apology from Dark Horse coming any minute. Now, we are different." Malik was close. Instead of an apology, Uber today sent out a mass email to riders titled somewhat ominously, "Your phone number stays hidden in the app." The friendly reminder continues to tell customers that their phone number stays hidden when you call or text your drivers through the app, that pickup and drop locations are not visible in the driver's trip history, and that for additional privacy, if you don't want to share your exact address, request a ride to or from the nearest cross streets instead. The email was clearly meant to reassure riders, some of whom might be absorbing negative press about Uber and wondering if it cares about them at all. In fact, Uber has sent out a handful of emails relating to safety features since late March, when a college student was fatally harmed after mistaking a car for her Uber ride. So anyway, here's what the email looks like. And this is like a pretty basic response from Uber. They send out an email. They don't really get into the nitty-gritty of anything. But here's the thing. Their problems are piling up more and more. They're going to have to answer to this book soon. They're going to have to answer to drivers who continue to rally against them. And the biggest thing of all, their Disneyland safety cushion, UberEATS, is not going to be making money for at least 5 years. I don't know what the quarterly drop is going to look like in the third quarter. I don't know what the losses are going to be. It's probably not going to be as bad as $5.2 billion, but they will be bad. And I am going to make a bold prediction. If I am wrong in this prediction, I will donate $50 to a charity that of your guys' choice. Or heck, let's make it $100. Let's just make it $100. I'm still in a wedding budget, so we're trying to figure it out. But I believe by the time the year ends, Uber will be trading at less than $30. At less than $30, it will be trading. And if I'm wrong about that, I'll make a big donation to charity. Just because no one's making this bet with me. But I don't see them. I think they're going to have a very, very rough next few months. They're certainly going to be having a much more miserable time with their life than I'm going to be. I'm going to be on my honeymoon and experimenting with other types of content on this channel and the next channel. So I think the future is looking pretty bright for me despite a recent little down spell. But anyway, that's where we're going to end this. And actually, no, we're not going to end it right there. I'm going to stress this one more time. If you are interested in this, go to this website. Sign up. I'm sure they want you to be part of this. I really, really wish I could go to this. I wish I could be there when they launch. Unfortunately, I have a big meeting on Monday, and no, this time I cannot cancel it. I'm very, very sorry to everyone. But I want to at least voice my support that this is happening, and I will leave information below in case you want to show up at one of these locations to help spread the word, meet them, talk to media, and share your story. And that's where we're going to leave this. As for everything else, what do you think? I would love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. If gas prices are getting just a little low, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. If you want more content from me that's not rideshare related, check out my other YouTube channels, Kevin T. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you want to talk to me or other fellow rideshare drivers, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.